Yaira 1 notes by Anonymous. This is Dick's review. Opens on Yaira smashing Isom into a car again. Yaira looks bad, gaunt like a villain. Now, there's a good way to do this, like pick up slightly before from her point of view, so we know we're following her. It's weird. Yeah, I would have. I know what they wanted. They wanted like a big like splash. They should have started from where Yaira was being chased, right? Because we know that in Isom, she's like people are following her, and then she's fighting some guys, and then the police are shooting at her. Remember? So they should have started like how they got there, and told that story, then go into the car smashing. It says now Alpacor is chasing Yaira. No names, no indication of who is the good guy or the bad guy. Just stuff happening. Chick fight. Great. More girl power shit. Yeah, for some reason. And this was the weirdest thing. So Brian is flying after Yaira. And he decides, he goes, Braxwell, I know you're like equal to me. We're like super strong. We're both Superman. But you stay here with the dead black guy. You're black. He's black. You stay with the black guy. Me and Ingrid can't fly. So I'm going to pick her up. And we're going to fly after Yaira. And they fly after Yaira.
It's like what happened in Alpha Core, right? Where Solari saved the white family and Braxwell saved the black family.
But the best part is, so they're flying after Yaira, and Brian's like, I can't catch up to her. So he stops and just throws Ingrid at Yaira. And I'm thinking, so he throws her, he like whips her. And I'm thinking, they got to be going like 100 miles an hour, right? They got to be going pretty fast because they're flying, whizzing by. So it's like, so he has to throw her faster than he was flying. Like, her head should have just snapped the off, right? Because Ingrid, for all intents and purposes, is just a normal person with like green whippy powers, right? We don't know she's like super strength or whatever. So could you imagine, like, you just threw a guy, and like the wind resistance in the air would have just chick fight, great, more girl power shit. Wait, now Yaira flings Alpha Core through a portal into space. How do you hold your breath once you're already in space? So they're in space, and Brian talks, but you can't talk in space because you can't hear. But also they can breathe in space just fine. Wheeze in space. Lol, okay. Yeah, she gets kicked. Yaira kicks Ingrid in the stomach, and she lets out a wheeze in space. Then Ingrid just floats back down to Earth.
All they had to do is just like activating atmosphere, shields, and then click their belt buckles, and then it's like, okay, they resistant to
just the little thing that comes up from the costume that goes over their face, like,
yeah,
now Yaira is sexually assaulting Solari, or he has an O face and she's sucking the air out of him. Then she's sucking the air out of him. It looks weirdly erotic. I guess that's the point.
Terrible. It's no. I can't find the words to justify the crap that I'm looking at. I can't.
What are you talking about? This is the most popular. It made 1.5 million. Who were you to say it's crap?
Don't you know?
Yeah, it's a mammoth.
Yeah, because it's extinct.
Yeah. True. All right, so it says they're talking in space, so there must be some air, or their hearing is all that good. The lasso chick can't fly, so I don't understand how she is surviving in space. Whatever. It says, okay, super police shit. So Alpha Core are cops. Finally, someone identifies someone. Manipulate the element of ice, facepalm. Newscasters wouldn't talk like this in the superhero world. They would have labels for everything, like flyer or power ratings, wasted opportunity. They actually had power ratings mentioned in Alpha Core. They were using like the actual Comic Pro pro names.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the scale, the Fawcett.
Yeah, they named the scale.
Yeah, the Fawcett scale or some shit. Yeah. That again, this is why it's like, when does this shit happen? When does this take place? Is Alpha Core after this? Before this?
That is true.
So Solari is bitching about Yaira because he's not alone. It's the implication that it's harder for him to fight Yaira with help. And why did he fight her? What did she do? These are moments to give information about the character. Not, I fought her because I had to fight her. Why? Did she steal Six Flags over Texas or something? That is a good point. They never identify why Brian fought her to begin with the first time, and they didn't even say why he was fighting her this time. Right?
I got a theory. I think the reason why they had to fight was because they just wanted to do that scene where she kissed him and threw him down to the planet, something. I mean, I think that's what the whole setup was.
Oh yeah, I agree with that, but still within the context of the comic book, you still gotta tell the reader what
they didn't care about the context. They just want to do something snarky and smart and say, oh well, that's a pretty good thing for her to do in space, was to suck the air out of his lungs and punch you back down to the earth without burning up or melting. It's just stupid. The whole thing, from Isom getting slammed into the car to Alpha Barf showing up and chasing her into space was all for that one stupid moment. I mean, that's just wasted time.
Solari's a simp. Big simp. All right, let's see. What else? Why is the news talking about this like a football game? This should be dangerous, not wow. Let's see whose power level is higher. It's dumb that a 7-foot-tall Icelandic woman has a, quote, secret identity. It's way dumber than Clark Kent. It is dumb because she's the only tall blonde chick in all of Texas. It's
like that accent.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder who Yaira is. Could it be the same person that talks chilled?
Yaira doesn't even need a secret identity. She really doesn't need one. It's stupid for her to have one.
She's not saying chilled. It says in the bubble child.
It says her speech needs a total rewrite. Find what you're trying to say and express it clearly. Adapt or die should be at the end of the speech. Yeah. Interesting that Yaira has a clear POV about life and longevity while she's staring at herself in the mirror. Someone else wrote this line. It isn't mumbled with Eric's mushmouth style. Dylan Thomas poem. Fucking kill me. See? He knew it was a Dylan Thomas poem. Everyone's heard that poem.
Squirrel.
This side of the hemisphere would be this side of the prime meridian or equator if you want to make that joke. Can't help but feel can't help but feel this Stephanie stuff. It's Stefania. See, Dick Masterson doesn't even know the character in the book. Obviously, he didn't read it.
His critique.
Let's just throw this away, guys. It's no good. He said Stephanie. It's Stefania. Everyone knows she's the most popular new character in all the Rippaverse. Everyone loves Stefania with the sideways hair.
I'm wearing my shirt. I'm wearing my shirt right now.
He spelled it Stefania. It's Stefania with an F.
An F.
And a Y.
Yeah, and a Y. You
didn't know F that? This. Why are we talking about it? Like, why are we doing it?
Pretty much. No, actually, it's Stefania with a PH. So it's Stefan.
So the PH is right.
Yeah.
So with a Y, yeah.
Yeah, instead of a IA, it's a YA. I guess that one's not copyrighted. Can't help but feel this Stefania stuff should have been at the start of the story. And Stefania kills a guy. Okay, so Stefania is a murderer. Yaira was trying to kill this girl who just accidentally got her powers activated like an X-Men. That's evil. It's typical girl boss shit, though, where they say escalating dialogue that only needs to sound tougher, even if it makes them look bad. What are you? How did you acquire those powers? Should have asked that before trying to kill her. And so Icelandic Zod and crew have arrived.
That's good.
Icelandic Zod.
Those are the aliens.
Isom has his own Zod, which is the Alpha Core. And then now Yaira has her own Zod crew again, which are these guys.
It says, lol, bit wordy, or it's more super cops. Jesus, I guess. Couldn't this have been done by Alpha Core? Wouldn't they have contacted Alpha Core? It's 3 aliens that come down and they act all high and mighty, and one of them might be the queen of the planet, and they're chasing her. She's like a convict, but they think they're so much better than humans, but they don't speak English. Yeah, plus there's the bug guy is one of them. He works with them somehow.
But it's like, why is he a bug guy? Where are the bugs on the planet?
Stefania Baxter. As a writer, Dick should write more gooder.
More gooder.
Goodering.
The goodering.
Oh, fuck. See, alcohol makes me tired. This fight feels slow because there's no new information given. We can't connect with these characters. It's the same. You need to come back and face judgment line over and over. We get it. Give more information about the world she left or what she did. Like when the cops arrest Cartman at Casa Bonita, you did all this specific shit. Now you need to face judgment. Wait, are they cops or cannibals? You need to pick. The power levels are over 9,000. The one that escaped, stay the person you mean. Okay, the bug has sand powers. Why is he a bug then? Is he a sand? Is sand an element? Don't mess with Texas is the slogan for a littering campaign. Why did she have a lighter? This is a good question. I didn't really think about this.
Where'd the lighter come from? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
why did
out
she?
of nowhere.
With Stan Lee, back in the day, a character, he would write characters in a way to where they had powers and stuff, but he also gave their characters personality. And every time when Stan Lee comes out and he introduces a new team, he'll always do his cool ass monologue. This is Stan Lee. If you ever want to do this and do that, well, watch this, True Believer. We're going to show you the life of the superhero known as blah blah blah. That's the way you pump up a character. That's the way you introduce people to a story. And Eric July is trying to tell people that he can do that, right? He can't. He needs to stop saying he's the next Black Stan Lee and just say he's just the next black guy who doesn't know what the fuck.
Whoa, Wongan, you're wrong. Eric July is not the next Stan Lee. He's not the Black Stan Lee. Stan Lee is the white Eric July. Get it right.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know why Yaira escaped the explosion and the other Yairas didn't. Jesus Christ, the newscaster is giving the lamest update on Alpha Core. Quote, Valdez not living up to Braxwell's recommendation as Alpha Core's newest member? Can the news try making this stuff sound dangerous and exciting like they do in real life? Why was this pack of Q-tips $20? Is this a meta joke about inflation in a libertarian utopia? Complete waste. I really hate stuff like this. The rich build up almost godlike lore. What does that mean? El Dios Femenino. No, that is not something Mexicans would have come up with for an ice goddess. Talk to a single Mexican. Well, here's also a problem. You see this here?
It's masculine.
Yeah, El Dios.
El Dios. Dio.
Femenino. So it's the male feminine god. So trans Yaira?
Wow. Masculine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You thought it was Yaira, the ice goddess, but it was me, Kono Dioda.
What is the old woman whispering? Say it. This isn't the end of Lost in Translation yet. That's a good movie. Yeah. Now they're in Yaira's bat cave somehow. How the f did they get there? Complete lack of urgency or reason why this girl is important. No mention of the cannibal bug demon after her. That Yaira lady. Do people know who Yaira is in this world? The news says so. Don't worry about Yaira. What the f does that mean? Why did she say that? So the ice lady wants, quote, recognition for her great work in capturing Yaira. Why? Like paperwork like Valdez? Did Yaira kill a bunch of people? Did she blow up their home planet? It's kind of important here to know if she's evil or not. Okay, so Dr. Doom is going to kill Yaira. Is that part of the recognition? He's talking about the bug guy. She flipped him off. Should have let that joke breathe. Stop cramming so many words that say nothing into every frame. He's so good. Bro, what? His interrogation is straight up retarded. He should be making shit up at least. Is Solari supposed to be like a bubble Frank Drebin or Inspector Gadget? He definitely seems like it. Yeah, so Solari is interviewing Stefania, and he just asks her questions, and she answers them, and then Valdez is like, oh my God, Brian's so good at this. Two people just popped in, just heard pop, pop. It's George and Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? Say what's up to George, too.
Greetings.
What's up, George?
What's up, George?
See, George don't answer when we talk to him.
No, I said greetings. Isn't that good enough?
We didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I heard it.
I probably
listened to
talked over
George.
you, George. Yeah, it's my fault. I just wanted to come in and I wanted to, if you don't mind, just congratulate Tony for the proper interpretation of that Eric July and Az video where Eric announces that he will no longer be writing ISOM number 3. I didn't even see it. I had to go back and rewatch it after your interpretation, and I just started laughing so hard. Tony, great job.
Thank you.
You're a genius. Listen, we all know, like we know that like there was some kind of weird settlement involved in the ISOM ministry case with him, the lawsuit. Eric pretended that was a great big W, that they both came to terms with each other's, that's not how lawsuit settlements work. Like they inflict a punishment on you and basically make the rules for how you can stop them from suing you for millions.
Yep.
So Eric didn't want to give up because Eric is the way Eric is. The appearance of success is always super important to him. Eric was sitting on this great big L for 6 months, and he did not want to.
Yeah.
He didn't want to tell anyone, dude. He didn't want to say like what they did to him, and like he was just that whole like lawsuit, settlement, whatever it was. Remember that Black Angus just posted it in the clip of our room, like where he's smiling really big, that thumbnail, like, and it was like,
Yeah.
we did it. It's a W, and everybody marching around like, hooray, Eric wins. The settlement was you can finish your story arc, but then no more ISOM comic book.
Oh, this
And
universe is done.
Yeah, and that explains everything. That explains like Yaira is the shift to Yaira. We're not talking about ISOM so much anymore. And Eric didn't know how to
statue.
Eric didn't know how to manage revealing that L, so he got Az in on it, and that is the most funny scripted fucking video where Az is like, I don't know, you ever think about maybe somebody else writing ISOM or something like this? And Eric's like, as a matter of fact, Az, that video's hilarious. So basically the plan, and Eric's like, I have someone in mind, but I gotta trust him. All bullshit. It was crazy, hibbity jibbity squirrel talk. There's not going to be an ISOM number 4. This is the way that Eric is like exiting off of that book, carefully trying to hide the fact that part of the settlement was the end of the ISOM comic book. Doesn't mean ISOM's going to be gone for no. He'll have to come back and rename. Well, we got a new writer, so I thought I'd just rename the book. This is the most enormous, humiliating L, and watching him manage it with Az is really funny. You should go through that video again and watch it with like the keen eye of somebody who you are, who realizes that Eric and Az have talked this through and they're trying to manage the L. Hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely damage control. It's definitely Eric July with squirrel words and hibbity jibbity.
Yeah. Just, oh, yeah, I got to trust this other person who could write ISOM. No, ISOM, that's why everything was all about Yaira. You would think there would be an ISOM statue first. There's no ISOM statue. You can't have an ISOM statue. All of these things. So it is very, very funny. And I just wanted to say cheers to you.
Well, thanks.
You bet. Go back and watch that video again and show it when you're done with the review here, which is I can't wait to read. I'd love to hear your thoughts, like with new eyes, watching that video again, and then definitely show the lawsuit. Whatever that. What was the video where he's talking about how the lawsuit was a victory or something?
It's like mutual understanding between the two parties.
Good Christian organization.
Yeah, 2 Christian men finding common ground or whatever he said.
What an asshole. All right, guys. Good night.
All right, take it easy.
Take care, Ethan.
Yeah.
Their super prison really sucked at keeping out their main enemy. That's pretty stupid. Yeah, they don't even show how she gets in. She gets like a blue uniform, and then she's just in the prison. Like, we don't see her like tricking the guards or like beating people up to like get in. She's just in the super prison.
Tricking the guards.
I mean, because something like she's in a uniform. So my assumption would be that she put on a cop uniform and pretended to be a police officer to get into the super prison. But she's also like 7 foot. Like, where did she find a uniform for a 7 foot tall female cop?
High tower working that day.
Also, all the other cops wear green uniforms because it's an Alpha Corps base, and all the cops they've shown have been Alpha Corps cops. They're not, because Alpha Corps isn't just a group of superheroes. Alpha Corps is like the cops, and then Brian and them are just like the superhero division of Alpha Corps. I know it's confusing. So again, she has a blue uniform and she's just in the prison, and it's never clear how she got past everybody. Stainless steel doesn't go from ductile to brittle at low temperatures. What the f*** do you think Eusebio's cryogenics lab is made of? That's true. The prison bars should have been stainless steel, and they would not have gone brittle with low temperatures. I know this because me and Dick Masterson are both metallurgists. We study metal.
I thought you're allergic to metal.
Yeah. That uniform should have looked like that hot chicken down Periscope. Yeah, where they shrink her uniform and like boobs and shit are popping out. It's a good movie. So
I heard that, and I remember Mystery Men. Remember that they had the shrink ray and then they shot it at the chicks.
yeah, we have Yaira exactly where we want her. Breaking the supervillain prison, dumb. Yaira kills a guy for catcalling her. Girl boss shit. Lol, they're just choking each other. That's the big showdown between Yaira and Solari. Jesus Christ. What was that prisoner escaping dialogue? Solari doesn't care at all. All the prisoners breaking out because their steel bars froze just doesn't matter. Were there power dampeners like Deadpool 2 or what? Remember, I said that. Me and Dick are like on the same page on this. This is a term that they keep using in the comic. Recalcitrance is a dumb word for people who resist authority. Yeah.
Recalcitrant.
Yeah, recalcitrance. Apparently, it's an adjective, having an obstinately uncooperative attitude towards authority or discipline. Recalcitrant.
Oh, wow. So that's the Soska's favorite word, I bet. It's the word of the day for them.
I just want to know, why is an alien race using these obscure English words, right? Like, don't they have their own words? I thought it was like an alien word. That's why I didn't even look it up. I was just like, oh, this is like a weird alien word that they're using. But now, turns out it's a real word. I'm the last of my family. I'm going to live with my abuela. I hate you. Bro, what? Like a Billy Madison line? I'm never coming back to fourth grade.
Abuela.
Wait, is Dr. Doom and the Bugman the same guy? Yes. He's got that mask, and then like.
Well, if you read the book, Dick.
Yeah, if you read the book. Before you operate, what? Isom Sister is operating on Yaira for bug bites? Totally inappropriate place to put a non sequitur joke. Sequitur, yeah, that's what I said.
What was the joke that he's talking about?
Yaira looks horrible naked. What the fuck is this? Her chest is cut open, and Isom's sister is a biohazard suit. Shouldn't this be remote-controlled surgery arms, like in real surgical theater? What is happening here? Yeah, so the joke has to be the wow, because she's like, "You're gonna need to suture my wounds closed. I will take care of the internal bleeding. I'm gonna use the cold to slow it down." And then it's like naked Yaira, and she's like, "Oh wow." And
Yeah, because lesbian.
Wow. I think he's talking about the janitor guy making the joke about the tall Dutch people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see that as a joke, more like
internal
autism
monologue about Yaira. Yeah.
I thought that was like autism on the janitor's part, but I guess that's
like, hey.
Nothing is said in these panels that wasn't already known. Complete waste. Yaira's plan is to just fight everyone. Classic girl boss. Not finding Stefania and working with Solari to get her into hiding from the cannibal bug demon? No, of course not. Brilliant strategy. Yaira has the strategic advantage of being the only one to speak both languages. But why? Seriously, Clark? Seriously? Yeah, so Brian knows Spanish. Lol, now they have a private Spanish channel with Yaira, Stefania, and Solari. Oh, I forgot. Yaira just had a full open chest cavity surgery for some reason. Why didn't she just go into space to heal? It's 0 degrees. Superman has done that. It's classified. Of course it is. No new information like usual. Girl boss shit. Lol, Yaira crashes into Earth and the first guy she meets. Classic. Literally crashes in the Earth, sees a guy. What the f*** is this weird shit? Yaira had no life or love before crashing to Earth and Viking and becoming a broodmare. Was she like Superman growing up in a pod? Okay, so she's like the Highlander and all her family grew up and died. Yeah, that's life. Happens to all of us if we're lucky. I don't understand what time we're in now. When was this conversation with Solari happening? Yeah, so again, fight, Yaira crashes. She's at Solari's house. The most obvious shit is spelled out in Solari's thought bubbles. Stop using them. It's distracting. Just use Yaira's if the book is called Yaira. It's from her point of view. More justice and miscreant shit. Super overdone, like a dead nerve now. So Yaira's kind, chooses freedom instead of service. That's fine. But what is the reason? The Viltrumite Empire has a reason, at least. Apocalypse had the same reason. It's important. Otherwise, the bad guys are just evil for no reason. Nothing to connect with. It's a $35, and we learn nothing. 10,000 years with her husband. Okay, so the bug guy is just working for them like a bounty hunter? Oh, she's a terrorist. Okay, finally. How did she kill people? They would definitely have discussed this since it's so clearly so important to them.
It's
Highlander shit is not playing.
Santwan.
I don't think they call her a terrorist.
No, they don't.
No.
I'm trying to look. What do they say about her?
Aquaman saves her.
You disrespected, blah, blah, blah. Something about the past. You'll be punished, blah, blah, yeah. It doesn't say anything about her being a terrorist. I don't know where Dick got that. They call her a sow a couple times for some reason.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's almost like that's what the Yaira sisters heard. So they're like, no, we're like...
Self-report, yeah.
That's not how volcanoes work, yeah. So she pushes a guy into the volcano, like the side of a volcano, right? And so there's just lava. Apparently there's just lava like 1 foot underneath the rock because she pushes the guy in and he's like starts burning up. And then that causes the volcano to explode.
Like he pushed him into the wall of the vault, like from the outside.
Yeah.
That wouldn't do that.
It's so weird.
It's like Minecraft. There's just that one block and the lava is right behind it. So he broke the block and just the lava comes out.
Steven brought up a good point. How does she even know where Solari lives?
Everyone knows he's like a celebrity.
Of course.
Yeah, it's the celebrity home. Solari's house.
What the Aquaman saves her? No, it's Submariner. Stefania praying to God, but she's a murderer, so she's going to hell. It's over. Comments. It's a mess. A lot happens, but it doesn't feel like anything happened, and I don't feel connected to any of the characters or the story. Let's figure out why. Plot. The motivations are almost there, but they're missing clarity, and the plot is missing major structural points that make it less exciting. The plot is saving Stefania from the space super police, not to be confused with the super police on Earth, aka Alpha Corps. But we never given any sense of danger for Yaira or Stefania. The bug demon kills an old woman. Big deal. I can kill an old woman. Dick admitted to being a murderer.
Think you can.
It's an old Mexican woman. You clearly didn't read the comic. Killing an old Mexican woman is a lot bigger of a deal than just killing an old woman. Yeah. She fought that bug tooth and nail with a chancla. Some bugs attacked Yaira.
Tried hitting him with the slipper. Abuela with the slipper.
Yeah. Some bugs attacked Yaira, and she needed open heart surgery, but that was solved in nearly the same panel was presented. They fight, but Yaira wins easily every time. At no point do readers feel any sense of danger for any of the main characters. Yaira is never brought to a lowest point. There was no dark night of the soul where all is lost. Stefania is lost and or taken, and Yaira has to come to terms with something about herself to face and overcome. Maybe she abandoned all of her kids. I don't know. It seems like it. It's just girl boss shit over and over where Yaira walks into every scene acting like a macho dickhead to look cool and either wins with moxie or being saved miraculously. Needs basic plot elements and act structure. And this is from like two writers who wrote movies, and they're like supposed to be the best writers of fucking Black Widow. And tension, there is none. Where did Yaira get the lighter? Were the bugs wrecking havoc all over Fluorspark before Altona got rid of them? No, definitely no. What were the consequences of Yaira being arrested or killed by the space super cops? Just her own death? That's not high stakes. Is the bug going to eat her? Is she going to be killed by the other Yairas or taken prisoner? I don't know. I need to know to care. The world is in peril because of bugs. The town is in peril because of the cold. Stefania's life is in danger and she's a good person. Those are high stakes. Stefania murders someone 3 panels after she's introduced. So she belongs in prison and I hate her. This lack of tension and danger is why story feels empty even though so much stuff happens. We don't care or identify with any of the characters, nor do we have time to anticipate the danger that might happen to them.
True.
Try setting things up in advance. Need a lighter to explode an oil derrick? Show it before. Using sand powers or vortex powers? Show it before. Show what will happen to Yaira if she's captured. Show the bugs eating someone for sake. Otherwise, it's just things that happen like Michael Bay describing a movie on South Park. Yaira has open heart surgery and is just flying around like 2 panels later. Why waste a moment of eyes opening? Okay, I'm here to save the day, like in Rocky 2. Remember Rocky 2? Of course, everyone does. For these reasons, the entire movie is tension for one fight. The book is intended to be the Highlander, but a woman. So make it Highlander, but a woman. Themes of life and death and mourning are the Highlander's entire character. He's a sad, immortal schlub going through life as an unfeeling ghost, but he finds the will and hope to carry on. We see the best of ourselves in him, and when he is rewarded, we feel rewarded. This should be Yaira. She has no reason to feel so hurt. Her husband died of old age. Her kids just kind of lost touch with her. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. She's sarcastic, combative bitch, always, even when she has nothing to be upset about. The Highlander's wife gets raped by his mortal enemy to protect him. He says moral enemy. It's mortal, Dick. You spelled something wrong. Review
The whole thing.
discarded.
Throw it all
Oh
out.
boy. Yep. Sturgis will see that and disregard all of this now.
That is pain you don't want to feel for 1,000 years. Yaira just kind of gets lonely, but she shouldn't. She has tons of kids. That's what I was saying. Like, why is Yaira lonely? She has kids and grandkids.
Wait,
What happened to them?
So Yara's a mama story?
No.
Yes, it is.
But she shouldn't. She has tons of kids.
Grandpappy.
What happened to them? The trauma element isn't there. We do not see ourselves in her when she tries to murder a girl she meets for the first time for a crime of resembling her. And when she sexually assaults a cop, she sends it to outer space. And when she throws a black guy through a car, it's weird. Why is she so obnoxious? Why does she have no wisdom? Why do the other Yairas think she's a terrorist? What did she sacrifice on her home planet to get to
Because
Earth?
the source goes alter.
Yeah, this could work, but we need to know. She can tell Stefania about directly to reveal things about her character that we can identify with. This is much more important than murdering cat callers and playing Won't They? I think he means Will They, Won't They? Again, Dick.
Wait a minute. Are these sisters exercising their demons into the book?
I don't know.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Won't They with Solari. It's the only reason to care about her. The hero, anti-hero shit doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if we can connect with her, and there's nothing to connect with here. Villains. Good villains make great heroes. These villains are non-existent. They seem to almost be copy and paste clones of Alpha Core, who are copy and paste clones of the Superman 2 bad guys. But they never get the chance to be bad. There's no save the cat moment for anyone in this story. Dick's really hung up on this saving cats thing. He said that in his ISIM review. He's saying it here. Dick, there's no cats. There's no cats. It's Texas.
You know how hard
Everyone
it
has
is
a
to
dog.
be with Vito? You know?
Yeah.
To save a lot of cats.
Why do you think that old lady was buying Q-tips and she was willing to pay $20 for them? That's Vito's. That's the Vito reference in the comic.
You think it is? I wonder.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it's
50 on it, right? Like it has.
I think
it
it's
could be an
more.
accident.
If it would have been like my cat needs them, like that's weird.
If it was an old fat guy, maybe, but it was just an old lady. They should show up and start terrorizing people. They clearly see humans as subspecies, so go for it. Then we can learn something about Yaira sees humans by how she reacts to it. There was another comic book superhero who does this. I forget what his name was. Oh yeah, it's Superman. That is true. They could have like showed the supervillains causing havoc, looking for Yaira, just like blowing shit up. Like, where's Yaira? Bring her out. And
like not caring about the human
life.
But
what it is that's Yaira's gimmick. She's the one who doesn't care and causes mayhem.
But just be like these primitives, and then they like kill one with a bunch of bugs.
Tony, Fabulous Frogman better save a cat or two, or Dick's gonna get you. Yeah. Who's to say Vito's not an old woman? It's true.
It would be funny if... Oh wait, never mind. There is a reference to a cat, but I won't say much.
If Vito was an old woman, you're saying that would be funny?
As it is, they have zero goal or motivation beyond bounty hunting Yaira. But this is silly because they've been watching her for a long time, so their reason should be huge. Viltrumites have a religious fanatic devotion to Darwinian evolution. Their society has a deep dysfunction crediting it with their survival. It's a cult that was right. Great motivation. Lobo is out for money. Great motivation. But it's two different bad guys. The Yaira bad guys seem obsessed with authority, but why? Except for the bug who just wants to eat her. They don't like him. But why did they bring him along then? Flesh the bad guys out. It's more important than seeing them fight again.
This goes back to what George just said. They're just there to oppress Yaira. She's a feminist figure. They're there to oppress her. They want her to kneel and be quiet and be subservient.
Is every villain an authoritarian in some way? In the Rippaverse?
No. In the Rippaverse, everyone, even the good guys are authoritarian in the Rippaverse.
Yeah, that's true.
There is no pacing in this story. I said that. It's a bunch of stuff happening, taking us from point A to point B with no rising tension, payoff, or surprises, except for random shit like Aquaman showing up at the end or bugs appearing and then disappearing. Basic story structure elements in this book are missing or undefined. Map the story out. Give everyone clear motivations. Have them explain their plan. And then put up obstacles between them and their goal. Make the villains bad. Make the hero bleed. Make us feel something. Saying, I'm sad about my husband who died in the Middle Ages does not fill 90 pages. We need to know who these people are and how we are like them. That they are fighting in the sky is not enough. We need to know why. And this is still happening 2 weeks ago, right? Because that's when Isom gets thrown in the car. When are we in the present day? Well, actually, Dick, it's 3 weeks ago because the conference was a week before the car smashing. And they never actually show us going back to the present.